Good evening, Radhika. Hello, Isha. Good evening, Karthik. Yes, Karthik, I am pretty much fine except for some dry cough or something. Rest is all fine. Good evening, Isha. Good evening, Amber. Good to see you here. A very good evening to all of you and a very warm welcome. It's biting cold, and I just saw the weather report. It says that the temperature can drop to as low as 4 degrees. Well, Esha, that's 0 out of 6. Not a good score. Come on, guys, go ahead and like the video. Can you tell me to join the group of functional grammar class? Karthik, you don't need to join. You are already there. Thank you, Esha. Esha, something gone wrong with your keyboard. Check it out. It's sending me blank messages. Okay. Good evening, Natik. Thank you, Natik. As soon as you dropped in, you liked. Thank you so much. So we have 7 participants as of now. Few more are about to join. Good evening, Shweta. Good evening, Esha. Why do you start the class late? I got a little late in connecting. There was some issue with the network. I hope it will continue fine now. Okay, same problem with you too. Yes, Natik, everything else is fine. 17 minutes late, no? I started almost 7 minutes back. I think it was 9 I started. All right, guys. So let's quickly get down to work now. The very first exercise is about transforming the sentences. Well, nothing. That's also true because my previous class was, gets over at 9. So I just left them 3 minutes before, rather 4 minutes. But still connecting at YouTube took some time. I wasn't expecting that much. Okay, guys, let's get down to work. The very first exercise is about transforming the following sentences into past tense affirmative. Okay? Well, the past tense affirmative, I am sending the first question in chat and here it comes for you. Transform these into affirmative. Kuru and Pandavas have fought battle in Kurukshetra. Change it into past indefinite tense. Sorry, have fought changes to past perfect. Have you done this exercise? Please share your answers. Change it into past perfect. Esha says Kuru and Pandavas had fought a battle in Kurukshetra. Okay? If you guys agree with the answer, you can simply say, right, Esha. Kuru and Pandavas have not fought. Karthik, you are supposed to transform the sentence into affirmative past tense. So if it is present perfect, it will change to past perfect. Kurus and Pandavas had fought a battle in Kurukshetra. Correct, Natik? Shweta also says the same thing. Kurus and Pandavas had fought a battle in Kurukshetra. Same for Radhika. Kuru and Pandavas had fought a battle in Kurukshetra. That's also correct. Okay, it should be right, Esha. Right, not Writ. Karthik, how could you be so naive? I'm talking about being correct, not right, Write. What are such words called which have got the same pronunciation, different meaning, and different spellings? Can you tell me? Absolutely correct. That's homophones. No props, Satish. I also got late today. Here comes the second question, set one. I bake a cake. Transform this into past tense. Since it is in simple present, so change it into simple past. I bake a cake. No, Karthik, I'm afraid that's not correct. You have to give me something in past tense, simple past. I baked a cake. That's correct, Natik. I baked a cake. That's correct, Esha. Both Natik and Esha are correct. Good one, Radhika. That's also correct. Okay, double A by mistake, typo error. Understand, Natik? Atesh, you are also correct. I baked a cake. No, Shweta, I'm not talking of I had baked a cake. You just have to transform the sentence into simple past. Since the sentence was in simple present, so it will be changed to simple past. If it is in continuous tense, it will be changed to past continuous. Okay? Remember, in this exercise, you just have to think about the sentence, just identify what tense is it. If it is indefinite, you'll change it to past indefinite. If it is continuous, you'll change it to past continuous. If it is perfect, you will change it to past perfect. If it is perfect continuous, you'll change it to past perfect continuous. Welcome, Ojasvi. I baked a cake is absolutely correct. Well, coming up with the third sentence, it is they were not composing a new album. I baked a cake is correct, Shweta. Question number three, they were not composing a new album. So transform this sentence into what should it be? This is in past continuous. You have to make it affirmative. Hey Esha, you just said control C, control V, control V, control V, control V. Not correct. Esha, first one is correct. They were composing a new album. That's the correct one. Atish says they were composing a new album. That's also correct, Atish. Radhika says they were composed. That's incorrect, Radhika. We use ing with were. They were composing a new album. Yes, Natik, that's correct. Karthik, they were not composing is the question. You have to transform it into affirmative. Well, here comes question number four. My grandpa was not using his cell phone. So transform this sentence into present continuous tense affirmative. Transform this sentence into present continuous tense affirmative. Yes, Atish, that's right. My grandpa was using the phone, using his cell phone. My grandpa was using his cell phone. That's correct. Smartphone. Okay. Well, Karthik, you are also correct. Karthik says my grandpa is using the cell phone. That's correct. Shweta says my grandpa was using. Was using is correct. Sorry, Karthik, is not correct. It should be was using because we are talking about past continuous tense. Radhika says grandpa was using a cell phone. Okay, the sentence is his cell phone, so let's keep it as his cell phone. So my grandpa is using his cell phone is the correct answer. Moving on to question number 5 now. Tara has not jumped from the cliff to win the challenge. That's the fifth one. Transform this into affirmative and past perfect because it is has not jumped is perfect tense. So transform this into this. Okay, Kanishka says my grandpa was using his cell phone. That's correct. Move on to question number 5 now. Okay, Tara had jumped from the cliff to win the challenge. That's absolutely correct. Tara had jumped off the cliff or from the cliff to win the challenge. Shweta is correct. Kanishta correct. Atish, it should be had. Yes, it's correct. Karthik says Tara had jumped. That's also correct. Fine. All of you are correct. Natik, aren't you writing answers? Radhika, where is your answer? Okay, Tara had jumped from the cliff to win the challenge. That's correct. Radhika has also sent her answer. Esha, where is yours? Esha, send me your answer, please. Here comes question number 6 for you. Mr. Roy had worked in Toronto as a cab driver. That's correct, Shweta. Good evening, Naman. Good to see you here. Jai Shri Ram. Atik says Mr. Roy had worked in Toronto as a cab driver. That's correct, Atik. Karthik also says the same thing, correct. Nadik, correct. Karthik, don't forget to capitalize the proper nouns and the titles like Mr., Miss. All right, question number 7. Shall we move to question number 7? I have received answers only from Shweta, Atish, Karthik, and Netik. How about others? Esha, where are you? Radhika? Okay, Mr. Roy. Mr. Ka R should be small and M capital. Radhika, it should be capital M, small r. Roy had worked in Toronto as a cab driver. That's correct. Well, so let's move to the next question. Question number 7. We were not painting the fence yesterday. Transform the sentence. We were not painting the fence yesterday. So the score is 7 out of 11. 4 people have forgotten to like the video. Please go ahead and like it. Be generous. All you have to give just a like. We were painting the face. No, it's not face, it is fence. Nathik says we were painting the fence yesterday. That's correct. Ojasvi also correct. Nathik, Atish, Ojasvi. Karthik, it should be we were painting. We are not to change the present to, continuous to perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Naman. We were painting the fence yesterday. That's good one, Radhika. All right, let's move to the next exercise. Next question is, the doctor had not been operating upon the patient's knee. Transform the sentence into affirmative. The doctor had not been operating upon the patient's knee. Okay, Shweta is saying the doctor had been operating upon the patient's knee. Karthik says the doctor had been operating upon the patient's knee. That's correct. Atish says the doctor had been operating. Again correct. Shweta was already correct. Natik says doctor had been operating. That's correct. The next one is, okay, Radhika says the doctor had been operating. That's correct. Ash also says the same thing. The doctor had been operating. Okay, Amber is back. The doctor had been operating. That's correct. Amber, where have you been? You weren't answering for a while. Ojasvi also correct. Well, let's move on to the next question, which is transform the following sentences into past tense interrogative. Interrogative means you have to put a question mark at the end. Don't forget about that. So tell me, how would you transform this? Horses ran fast. Horses ran fast. Okay, there was some network issue at your end. Good that network issue was resolved soon. Did horses run fast? Well, that's what Shweta says. How about others? Hmm. Do the horses run fast? Atish, do you think it is correct? How can it be correct? We are talking about past. Did the horses ran fast? No, Ojasvi. Did the horses ran fast? How is it possible? Karthik, Ojasvi, how can you use V2 with did? We always use V1 with do, does, or did. So it should actually be did horses run fast? which is given by Shweta, Radhika, Atish, Natik, and Amber. All of you are correct. Chalo, let's move on to question number 2. Make sure that you do not use V2 or V3 or V4 with it. We only use V1 with it. Second one, a leopard did horses run fast? Good evening, Pranil. Good to see you. That's the correct answer. Did horses run fast? But you forgot to put a question mark. Okay, let's move to question number 2. A leopard entered in my backyard. Atish, now you are correct. Did the horses run fast? Did a leopard enter in my backyard? Okay, Shweta also says the same thing. Okay, Radhika, same thing. Did leopard enter in my backyard? Ojasvi also, Praneen also. Good, all of you are correct. Amber, where is your answer? Atish, you are also correct. Good one, Atik. Amber, it should be did a leopard enter, not entered. It should be enter. All right. Now, before you transform the next sentence, please make sure that you identify what kind of sentence is it. Then change it into interrogative. My mother was talking to my father. My mother was talking to my father. All right. Shweta says, was my mother talking to my father? Atish says the same thing, albeit it should be capital W in the beginning. Karthik is also saying the same thing. Was my mother, but it should be capital W. Please don't forget to put a capital at the beginning of the sentence. Amber is also correct. Natik correct. Pranil correct. Was my mother talking to my father? Yes, Ojasvi, that's also correct. Let's move to question number 4. I was studying English. Yes, you have to transform these sentences into interrogative. Now, this sentence is again in present continuous interrogative. Was I studying English? Karthik says. Shweta says, was I studying English? That's also correct. Both Karthik and Shweta are correct. Natik, Tanya, good to see you. Good evening. Fast typing, you guys missed Studying. Amber, were you copying what Tanya did? Both of you have made the same mistake. No, you were not copying. The capitalization is different. All right. Well, all of you are correct. Was I studying English? Radhika, it is studying, not study. Studying. Amber need not cry. I just noticed that there were different words as far as capitalization was concerned. So, yes, you did not copy. It was a typo error. Surprisingly, a common typo error for studying. Okay. Give me a smile, Amber. She had not joined job in Bangalore. Had she not joined a job in Bangalore? Okay. Esha, Shweta. Good one, Amber. Tanya says, had she not joined? Guys, wait a minute. Shweta says, had she not joined? That's incorrect. Tanya, had she not joined? How can it be correct? We always use V3 with had, have, and has. Radhika is correct. Did she had not? This is absolutely incorrect. Amber, you have not referred to the structure at all. Atish says, had she joined the job in Bangalore? That's correct. Charu says, had she not joined job in Bangalore? Absolutely correct, Charu. Natik says, had she not joined the job? Natik, it has to be only interrogative, not negative interrogative. So we would say, had she joined the job in Bangalore? Well, I can see there are 9 out of 13. So all those 4 who have not yet liked the video, please go ahead and like it. Asha says, had it rained a while ago? That's absolutely correct for question number 6. It has rained a while ago. So please transform this. Okay, Pranil, you are correct. Had she not joined? No, Pranil, please make it joined. 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 Shweta is correct. Had she joined job in Bangalore? Amber says, had she not joined? No, it should be had she joined. Okay, some people are getting connected and disconnected again and again. Had it rained a while ago? That's absolutely correct. Had it rained a while ago? Here comes question number 6 for you. It has rained a while ago. Had it rained a while ago? That's correct. Okay, let's move to question number 7. My mother had been learning the art of pottery last June. Yes, Charu, that's correct. Had it rained a while ago. But you have to end it with a question mark. Atish, you too. A question mark is required. Radhika, a question mark and capitalization of the first word. Well, Amber, that's correct. Had it rained? Had my mother been learning the art of pottery last June? Well, had my mother been learning? That's correct. Asha and Shweta, both of you are correct. Karthik says, had my mother learning the art of pottery last June. That's correct. All right, let's move to next question. Question number 8. My brother has been playing video games all through the winter vacations. Asha asks, had my brother been playing video games all through the winter vacations? That's correct, Isha. However, you need to end it up with a question mark. Guys, please don't forget the punctuation, the capitalization. Radhika says the same thing. Had my mother been learning the art of pottery last June? It's not poetry, it is pottery. Pottery. Had my mother, Pranil, had my mother been learning? B-double-E-N, been. Don't forget B-double-E-N. It's very important. And it is pottery is correct. Karthik says, had my brother been playing video games all through the winter vacations? That's correct. Amber, kindly write the whole sentence. Ojasvi is also saying, had my brother been playing video games? That's correct. Charu says, had my brother Been playing video games all through the winter vacations. That's correct. Next, had my brother been playing? No, I think it should be had, not has. Had my brother, we are talking about past tense. Here we are coming up with the next section, section D, where you have to transform the sentence into past tense negative. All right. So here comes the first question. Okay. Asha says the guard had not gone on leave for a month. That's Asha sent the first one. The guard had not gone on leave for a month. That's correct. Guard didn't go on leave. Well, the question is the guard went on leave for a month. What kind of sentence is it? Thank you, Amber. Guys, this is a statement of simple past. The guard went on leave for a month. So, Asha, if you transform the sentence into simple past negative, what shall we write? Hmm? What shall we write, dear? That had is not appropriate. It should be didn't. The guard didn't go on leave for a month. And you just have to transform it into negative, not interrogative. So, इसलिए Shweta has given the correct answer. The guard didn't go on leave for a month. Amber, you're not supposed to transform it into interrogative. Tapasya says, did the guard go on leave? Went on leave? That's absolutely not correct. Because did is correct, but we don't use went with it, so it should be go. And the next thing is that you have to transform it into negative sentence, not interrogative. Question nahi banana hai. Aisha says the school hadn't declared. Aisha, please make sure that you just have to write the negative, negative form of the sentence. You are not supposed to change the tense. If it is indefinite, it will remain indefinite. If it is continuous, it will remain continuous. If it is perfect, it will remain perfect. And similarly, if it is perfect continuous, it will remain perfect continuous. So please make sure that you make the same sentence. Guard didn't go on leave for a month. That's correct, Karthik. The correct answer is the guard didn't go on leave for a month. And here we are coming up with question number two. The school declared summer vacations from 25th of May. Transform this into negative. Well, Shweta, you are correct. The school didn't declare summer vacations from 25th of May because the sentence is in past indefinite, so we will change it into past indefinite negative. Yes, Amber, now you are correct. But I would appreciate if you start writing complete sentences. Radhika says the school did not declare summer vacations. Okay. Karthik also says the same thing. Karthik, no. You have written didn't declared. It should be didn't declare. We don't add V2 or V3 with did. It's always V1. Okay, Pranil says the school didn't declare. Pranil, please make the correction. The school didn't declare. Declare. Okay. So the correct answer is the school didn't declare summer vacations from 25th of May. And here we are coming up with the third statement. He was eating mangoes. So let's transform this statement. He was eating mangoes into negative. He wasn't eating mangoes. That's what Shweta says. How about others? Good evening, Ashmita. Good to see you here. Scholarship didn't declare. It is the school didn't declare, not scholarship. School didn't declare, and it should be didn't declare. Did plus V1. Radhika says he did not eat mangoes. That's correct. Pranil says he wasn't eating mangoes. Well, guys, the statement is he was eating mangoes. So it should be Pranil, I think you were correct. He was not eating mangoes. He wasn't eating mangoes. That's correct. Radhika, you need to rewrite. It should be he wasn't eating mangoes or he was not eating mangoes. Yes, Karthik, you're also correct now. He wasn't eating mangoes. All right, we'll come to the next one. Here we are on question number 4. Was he making sand castles? Transform this sentence into negative and a declarative statement. Don't keep it in interrogative, make it a negative declarative statement. He wasn't making sand castles. Shweta, just remember when we are putting plurals, we don't use a. It should be he wasn't making sand castles. Karthik is also saying he was not making sand castles. Was he not making? Amber, it has to be negative declarative. You didn't hear me clearly. I said negative declarative. So it should be he was not making sand castles. Yes, Panil, that's correct. He was not making sand castles. Moving on to next question, question number 5. Yes, Radhika, it is correct. He was not making sand castles. So moving on to question number 5. The infant had slept all day. The infant had slept all day. So transform the sentence into negative. The infant had not slept all day. That's what Shweta says. Come on, guys, rest of you quickly pour in your answers. The infant hadn't slept all day. That's correct, Karthik. The infant hadn't slept all day. Shweta and Karthik both are same. Aisha says it's the same answer. Pranil is also having the same answer. Infant had not slept all day. Good one. Radhika says the infant had not slept all day. Well, guys, you all have got it correct. Here we are coming up with the next question, question number 6. I had learned swimming a month ago. The infant hadn't slept all day. Okay. Move on to question number 6. I had learned swimming a month ago. Transform the sentence into negative. Yes, Ashmita, you are correct. The infant hadn't slept all the day. Okay, Shweta says, I hadn't learned swimming a month ago. Esha, what do you want to say? Didn't get you? Esha, mind your keyboard. I hadn't learned swimming a month ago. That's correct, Pranil. I had not learned swimming a month ago. That's good one, Amber. Okay, Karthik says, I hadn't learning क्यों होगा बेटा? I hadn't learned. It will remain the same. V3, had plus V3. I hadn't learned swimming a month ago. That's correct, Radhika. All right. So let's move to question number 7 now, which is Amazon had been selling books since last 2 decades. Amazon had been selling books since last 2 decades. So tell me about this. Asha, your keyboard is sending blank messages. Yes, Karthik, now it is correct. It should be learned. And I'm happy to see that none of you posted learned today. Remember the difference between learned and learned? Amazon hadn't been selling books since last 2 decades. Well, Shweta, quite fast. Pranil is saying Amazon hadn't been selling books since last 2 decades. Karthik says Amazon hadn't been selling books since last 2 decades. That's correct. Amber says Amazon hadn't been selling books since last 2 decades. Well, good ones. Let's move to question number 8. This music room had been under construction since 2015. Transform the sentence into negative. That's quite an easy one. This music room had been under construction since 2015. Learned is V2 and learned is V3. No, Shweta. Learnt and learnt both are V2 and V3. Learned is an adjective. Learned, learned is not a verb, it's an adjective. Don't forget that, please. Pranil says this hadn't music room hadn't been under construction since 2015. That's correct. Shweta also correct. Karthik hadn't been under construction. That's correct. That was quite an easy one. Ashmita, Ashmita, please transform it into past perfect. Hadn't been. The statement was the music room hadn't been under construction. Okay, this music room hadn't been under construction since 2015. That's correct, Radhika. We've got another eight sentences of past tense. That's we have to transform those sentences into past tense negative interrogative. Well, guys, we have two options. One to do it fast, and the other is to do it on Monday and then continue with the future tense. How many of you are feeling sleepy? Amber has already given me. I sleep at 10. Well, 11 by 8. Did she not make a soup for Granny? Okay, Saran, Shweta has started sending me answers for the next one. Okay, that means we should do it. Good. Let's go ahead and finish the last eight sentences of this worksheet. She did not make a soup for Granny. That's Control C and Control B. Radhika, you two sleep at 10. That's pretty soon for a class 10 student. Okay, transform the sentence into negative interrogative. Let's be fast. Did she not make soup for Granny? The word is soup, S-O-U-P. Pranil, please focus on the words that you are reading and writing. Hadn't she? Why do you say hadn't she? Did she not make soup for Granny is the correct answer. No, Asha, hadn't is not correct. We are talking about past tense in past indefinite tense. So you have to transform that into past indefinite negative interrogative. Did she not make soup for Granny? That's correct. All right, guys, moving on to question number 2. I am sure that you will be able to finish it in next 5 minutes. The governess was not dazzling in red sari. Sit up, energize yourself, and start typing fast. The governess was not dazzling in red sari. Did she not make soup for Granny? Amber, S-O-U-P. Okay, was the governess, N-E-S-S, not governesses. Was the governess not dazzling in red sari? Well, that's absolutely correct. It seems Shweta is going to give me all correct answers fast. Hey guys, back up. Come on, be fast. Tapasya, did the governess? No. Tapasya, the sentence is past continuous, was not dazzling. So you have to transform it into was not only. I mean, you'll just change was, you'll just interchange the position of was and the governess and it'll change into an interrogative. Well, was the governess not dazzling in right sari? That's absolutely correct, Anil. Karthik, where are you? Amber, Isha, send me your answers. Dazzling means बहुत चमक रही थी, बहुत bright लग रही थी. She was shining. Everybody was looking at her. Did the boys were playing? No, Isha, that's where are you picking up the sentence from? Here comes the next one. The boys were playing football in the ground. 5 sentences left. The boys were playing football in the ground. Tell me. No. Esha, please look at the sentence. If the sentence is having was, were, had or had been, तो आप हमेशा subject और auxiliary को interchange करोगे. Don't forget that. Were the boys not playing football in the ground? Radhika, Pranil, Amber, where are your answers? Please be fast. Kanishta and Ojasvi, are you guys there? Natik, where's your answer? Were the boys not playing football in the ground? Karthik, you missed writing not playing. Was the boys? No. Should be were the boys. Alright, let's move to the next one. The rabbit was nibbling carrots in the cage. Wasn't the rabbit nibbling carrots in the cage? Yes, that's correct, Isha. That was good one. Alright, Pranil, were is correct. Was the rabbit not nibbling carrots in the cage? Absolutely correct, Shweta. Karthik says, was the rabbit not nibbling carrots in the cage? That's correct, Karthik, but don't forget to put a question mark and a capital letter in the beginning. Question number 5. She had recorded a song to be released on Independence Day. She had recorded a song to be released on Independence Day. Hadn't she recorded a song to be released on Independence Day? Well, Isha, that was quite fast and correct. Was the rabbit not nibbling carrot in the cage? That's correct, Radhika. Amber, you are also correct. I have sent the fifth question also. She had recorded a song to be released on Independence Day. Well, Pranil, that's correct. Let's move on to question number 5 now. Had she not recorded a song to be released on Independence Day? That's correct. Well, Radhika says, had she recorded a song? Radhika, it should be had she not recorded a song since we are making past tense negative interrogative. So it should be not recorded. Well, here comes the next question. She had distributed all the candies among children. Hadn't she recorded a song to be released on Independence Day? That's correct, Pranil. Ashmita is also correct. Esha says, hadn't she distributed all the candies among children? That's correct, Esha, but you forgot to put a question mark at the end. Shweta, you aren't sending answers. Please send me the sixth one. Esha says, hadn't the teacher been writing paper for 3 hours? Well, that's correct. Shweta says, had she not distributed all the candies among children? Anil is saying, okay, hadn't she distributed all the candies? That's correct. Had she not distributed all the candies? That's also correct. Well, question number 7 for you. The teacher had been writing paper for 3 hours. So tell us, what shall we do? The teacher had been writing paper for 3 hours. Radhika says, hadn't she distributed? That's all correct. Please pass on the answer to 7th. Esha has sent me, hadn't the teacher been writing paper for 3 hours? That's correct. And the 8th question is, hadn't she been learning Sanskrit from School of Languages last year? Well, Esha, you have got all your answers correct. Had the teacher not been writing paper for 3 hours? That's correct. Radhika is also saying the same thing. Had the teacher not been? That's correct. Shall I send the last question of the day? She had been learning Sanskrit from School of Languages last year. Hadn't the teacher been writing paper for 3 hours? That's correct, Pranil. Shweta says, hadn't she been learning Sanskrit from the School of Languages last year? That's correct, Shweta. Esha says, hadn't she been learning Sanskrit from the School of Languages last year? That's absolutely correct. Karthik says, had she not been learning Sanskrit from the School of Languages? That's absolutely correct. Ashmita says, hadn't she been learning Sanskrit from the School of Languages last year? That's absolutely correct. So, guys, we have completed this worksheet on past tense and we'll be beginning with future tense from next Monday. Okay? Till then, happy weekend. Enjoy your Saturdays and Sundays. Be safe. Don't move around too much. Please do wear mask, wash your hands again and again, and keep safe. Wish you all a very, very happy weekend with your families. Good night. Okay, guys. Good night, everyone. See you. Sweet dreams. Be safe.